Hello, my fellow Nigerians. Hear what one of our clerics says. Bishop Kukah mentions who to blame for food stampedes. The Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Matthew Hussein Kukah, has reacted to the tragedies that occurred during food distribution in Ibadan, Okija, and Abuja. Kukah blamed the failures of the federal government to respond actively to the hunger in the land for the stampedes. According to Kukah, Nigerians are desperate, and that has created the conditions for these avoidable tragedies. The Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Matthew Hassan Kukah, said the failures of the government are responsible for the tragedies that occurred during food distribution in Ibadan, Okija, and Abuja. Kukah urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led federal government to do something about the crisis of hunger in the country. According to Daily Trust, he stated this during his message to Christians on the occasion of this year's Christmas celebration on Wednesday, December 25th. The tragedies that occurred in Okija, Ibadan, and Abuja where innocent people lost their lives in stampedes at food distribution points are a metaphor for the situation of desperation that citizens have been thrown into. The failures of a government to respond concretely toward ending the horrible crisis of hunger and desperation has created the conditions for these avoidable tragedies. Speaking further, he said these tragedies were avoidable as it is the duty of the government to ensure the dignity of the people. Kukah said Nigerians are lapsing into despair, and the government needs to work more closely with institutions that help to promote the common good of the society. He prayed that God grant the victims eternal rest and console their families. The tragic incident in Ibadan occurred during a stampede while participants were trying to break through the main gate of the venue. According to Tinubu, the recent food stampedes across 3 states were due to poor organization. Speaking during his first presidential media chat, Tinubu described the incidents as a grave error by the organizers. To counter what Kukah have just said, my brothers and sisters, this is what we are saying. In the comment section, let's hear what our people they are saying in the comment section. One says, I think we have a cult of anti-masses parading themselves as a government with 2 major rivers, rice or food crisis must not go beyond 3 months in this country. Nigeria, a funny country. I knew not any cultivated land owned by either state or federal government. Yet we Ministry of Agriculture. We have Ministry of Agriculture where billions are sunk in year out. Only a fool will cry for lack of food for 3 days without a solution. These stipends and his so-called Agbadorian policies are dead on arrival, says another one. Another one says, exactly, Tinubu is to be blamed. Nigerians had always been desperate, unorganized, and never orderly, even in the best of times, not only during distribution of palliative. but in every other aspect of life that require patience, orderliness, and activity, and civility, we need to change. It is beyond why, that is a war against indiscipline now, but a stronger treatment. When there was a famine in Samaria, because it was besieged by the enemies, two women agreed to kill and eat their children, one after the other. Also, when solution came on the food shortage, there was stampede that took the life of the kings. My brothers and sisters, this is what we are saying. Stampede has been on the ground for a long time, even during the time of during the olden days in the Bible. That is what one of our own is quoting. This story is found in 2 Kings chapter 6. Nobody was arrested for the stampede and the casualty because it was a desperate situation. Even as at present time in Niger, if Satan comes with free food, there will be stampede at the collection point. So nobody is to be blamed or arrested. Yes. Another one says, yes, the erudite bishop, what you are saying is true as the root cause, but there is what is being known as Job hazard analysis. This is an area not being considered in this part of the world. We do things hazardedly, full of complacence. Here, anything goes, and look at where it is landed us. Multiple and repetitive fatalities. It is rather shameful and painful. May the souls of the departed rest in peace, and may these despicable occurrences depart from our dear country. Amen. Says another one. I'm one of the core supporters of the present federal government, but it appears federal government is not addressing the problems of the nation properly. Good it is that fuel subsidy is removed, but can't we consider food subsidy instead of President Tinubu trying to directly enriching the state governors with the increase of allocations? Why can't we go for subsidy on essential staple foods like rice, beans, maize, millets, cassava, yam, and ingredients? We should patronize and neighboring countries farmers. Says another one. It was Buhari that created the present food crisis in the country. He chased farmers away from their ancestral lands with his Fulani people. Farmers were mostly in IDP camps. Thank God for President Tinubu, whose administration policies are now returning them back home with improved security of lives and property. Who told you that insecurity is at its peak now in the north? In fact, more terrorist groups are springing up. You said, thanks to who? Thanks to God. You and Tinubu brought and supported him, even continued where he stopped. Let us keep politics and sentiment aside. Everyone knows the truth, and that is the ineptitude of a government to do the needful in food security for the comfort of the people. If Nigerians at least have the safe environment to provide for themselves, they may not be so desperate to risk their lives for handouts. Bishop, some churches in USA feast the poor daily with good food, while the government provides welfare program for the poor. Learn from those good Samaritan American churches. My brothers and sisters, this is what is going on in the country. But on our president, they blame we the organizers, which is wrong. Tinubu is responsible. He should be arrested. I personally experienced a stampede when Nigeria won their first African National Cup in Lagos, and when some churches in my neighborhood brought rice to celebrate Christmas and the New Year festival. I almost lost my life. I will never risk my life because of free stuff. So learn, my brothers and sisters. Even if this food is distributed in the presidential villa, people will still be stampeded due to a large number of hungry Nigerians. Please do something and do the needful. Why blame the philanthropist for the unfortunate incident? The government should be blamed, even in our homes, which when children are hungry and helpless, what they do think they will do. What do you think they will do? Surprised hearing that police are into getting the organizers. Why they ventured in that exercise. One of the victims, I was told, is a wife too. My appeal is that the donors should not be victimized for using their hard-earned resources to feed hungry Nigerians. My people, this is what we are saying. We are in big problem in Nigeria. We complain about hunger. This was caused by the insecurities of our farmers, both in the northern and the southern Nigeria. It started during the Buhari era. Farmers are being kidnapped on their farms, some killed. Hence, there is no production of food items. Where there is shortage of production, there is bound to be scarcity. Insecurity in the land should be phased out. Our farmers will return to the farms and there will be surplus to buy. My people, this is what we are saying. In the comment section, you are free to say your opinion. Subscribe to this channel, share, love and like. God bless Nigeria. Thanks and God bless. Amen.